Hey, this is Harley, and I'm speaking with Ted Aguilar of longtime Bay Area thrashers Death Angel. The band has a new album coming out named The Evil Divide on Nuclear Blast. Thanks for taking the time to talk with We Love Metal today.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having us.
All right. Hey, I haven't had a chance to hear the album yet. Where does it fit in the band's catalog? What can we expect?
The infamous question. Well, I mean, if you wanted to ask where it fits in the catalog, it fits where it should fit right now, because that's where our headspace is right now.
Sure.
You know? I mean, people have asked, pretty much the standard textbook question, what does it sound like, and this and that, and usually the same textbook answer is, oh, it's heavy, it's the best thing we've done. I'm not going to give you that answer. I'm not going to give you that answer. It's one of those where, when we listen back to the record, we go, whoa, that's where we were at when we were writing. That's what we were listening to. That's what we were feeling. So, I would just suggest, when you get a chance to listen to it, then, I'd rather hear your opinions on it instead of me giving you like textbook answers. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean? Because you see the same old thing of, it's heavy, it's the best thing we've done, it's it's so that. It's just like, I want the listener or the buyer or the fan to, just pick it up and go, I want to hear what they sound like today.
Yeah, we definitely do. I mean, we all go through different stages in life, and certainly you can hear that in music a lot of times. So I'm sure that's you guys are another couple years older from the last album, so
exactly.
Maybe you get a maturity. What song are you most proud of that you can point out to us right now and say, hey, this is it. This summarizes what The Evil Divide is about. Is there one?
Well, I mean, I have a favorite. I mean, all the songs, together, that makes The Evil Divide. Right now, my favorite would be the song called Lost. It's a song that, we really like step out of the box musically for this one. Here's the textbook answer right here. It's heavy. It's still Death Angel, but we really tried something new and stepped out of the box. It wasn't intentional. It just happened.
Right.
As musicians, you just end up writing. And when we heard the music, I go, yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty different, but it's still DA. It's awesome. Then when Mark threw down the vocals, it's like, whoa, dude, that took it to a whole new level. It's awesome.
All right.
I mean, that's what I could say. It's just like, I'm not gonna build it up. I think it's my favorite song on the album. I just want the listener to check it out now. It's just it's in the hands of the listener.
Sure. Yeah, actually, you kind of answered my follow-up question too. Was which song is really going to surprise us the most? And
that one, I think. I mean, I think that one the most. I think all of them will surprise you in a way, but I think this one's more of the standout. Put it this way, it's different but yet familiar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I can't wait to hear it. You're
cool. I can't wait for you to hear it too, man. You're
getting my anticipation up for sure.
That's the good thing. I'm not going to speak it up, but I'm just excited about it. But I at the end of the day, I just want everyone to hear it.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. One more question about the album in particular.
Sure.
What song are you looking forward to that will just kill in a live setting?
Oh, kill in a live setting? I think it would be the first song on the album called The Moth.
Okay. Which is
that one is just like
to the album.
Oh man, it's when you hear it, you're gonna be all okay. Very pummeling.
Bring it on.
It's just straight in your face. Yeah, it's just like, this is the one. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's a good opener for the album. I think it will be a good opener or even a closer on a live setting.
Okay.
So when you can have like, oh, dude, that sounds good as an opening track, but it also sounds good as a closer, then I think, you got a song right there.
All right. Yeah, we'll have to see what your set list looks like then.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Ted, when you came into Death Angel, it was sort of at the end of a break for the band, basically, when the organization came around, and then back to Death Angel. And band members change all the time, but Death Angel was sort of a family affair. How was it for you coming into that? You're not related to
no. I mean, I guess no, I'm not related, but I may look related. But coming into a band is always awkward, especially if you're the new guy. I think it's even a little more awkward when it's blood-related family. You know, because they grew up with each other. I mean, it's just different. They have inside lingos, inside jokes, and whatnot, and you're just this new guy coming in. So, it was awkward at first, but then again, after hanging around them for so long and getting to know them, it's just a process. It's just like getting a new job.
Yep.
You walk in, you go, whoa, this is I like what I do, but this is kind of new, and you got to get to know everyone, their quirks and whatnot and everything. So after a few years, it settled in, and I got happy. It's just like that's how I look at it as a job.
All right.
Everyone is excited to get a new job from their old job. It's just like when people quit bands and they go to start a new band or join a better band. It's just fresh, and it's just how it is. But it's great. I mean, 15 years later, I'm here.
Yeah. Now awesome. You're one of the brothers, basically. So.
There you go.
One of the Death Angel brothers. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, some personal questions about you. Not too personal, though.
Okay.
How did you get into music generally, and specifically into metal?
I actually, I was fortunate. I have an older brother who's like 5 years older than I am. When you were young and, you look up to your brother, and he had friends who were into, at the time in the early 80s, it was rock music, and, metal was just starting to come up.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So he exposed me, him and his friends exposed me to a lot of rock music, say, like Van Halen, AC/DC, Zeppelin, Sabbath, all that stuff. But it wasn't until, like, I had neighborhood, in the neighborhood, I had, friends who delved in more into the underground.
Mm-hmm.
That's to opposed to what was popular at the time. I mean, nothing against Van Halen and all that, but they were really popular, playing stadiums and all that. And that was I love those bands, but those were like my older brother and their friends' era. They discovered them. You know what I mean? So when I hung around neighborhood kids who turned me on into like stuff like Venom, Merciful Fate, Metallica, Exodus, that spoke to me more than the Van Halens and whatnot. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But as a young kid, you're trying to find your way. Even though you got introduced to music and bands, and I was a little snot-nosed kid hanging around my brother trying to, I love Van Halen too, fuck, and they were into it. But when you discover something on your own, that becomes more personal to you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
A little more special.
So, yeah, a little more special. So I delved in, and I had neighborhood, like, again, I had friends in the neighborhood who introduced me to these undergrounds and tape trading, Venoms like black metal and Welcome to Hell. Then you had Merciful Fates, Melissa, and Don't Break the Oath, even Creator's Pleasures to Kill. I got, and then, that even in the Bay Area scene, I got into it. When Violence had their first demo, Death Angel had their first demo, Testament was the legacy at the time.
Yes.
Forbidden was Forbidden Evil. So I was exposed to that as a young kid, and that's how I got into metal. That's how I got into music, going into metal in general. So it was a good time at that time, early 80s, to get into that scene. It was an awesome time.
I couldn't agree more. That's exactly when I was getting into it with, when Megaforce was a big record label, underground. And Slade was starting to come around, and all that stuff. So, all right.
I mean, you grew up with it. It started. I mean, I jumped on it right when it already, like, the seed was planted. Now it was sprouting. So I jumped in it when it was sprouting. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
So and I was able to see it all through the 80s. Of course, unfortunately, I wasn't there when Metallica first came to San Francisco because I was way too young. But I got to later on. I was like, whoa, it was awesome. I'm still loving it.
All right. Well, don't we all? So, what do you like to do in your free time, if you have any?
So far, I had some free time after recording this new record. I just been, staying at home. I caught a couple of dogs. I'm into my dogs.
Okay.
I have 2 Labradors, a chocolate and a yellow lab.
Nice.
So I take them hiking and walking and, just hanging out. I usually stay indoors a lot because, when you're always on the road, it's like show after show, party after party. I mean, I don't party, but, the whole lifestyle
the atmosphere
is the same every day.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the atmosphere. I love it, don't get me wrong, but when I go home, I kind of want to shut it off and just live the way I live when I'm not on the road.
Uh-huh. All right.
So I do a lot of stuff with my dogs and my wife, and, I like to go to the movies a lot.
Okay.
I like going to the theaters. I like that experience of going to the theaters, buying your popcorn and hanging out, watching trailers. I do that. I just stay at home. And I'm a big movie buff, dude. I like watching movies in the theater at home, and I'm, watch a lot of series, HBO stuff, and, just basically a domestic life outside of the band. When it's time to do the band, I'll turn on the switch. All right, let's go.
All right, cool. You mentioned being on the road. What do you like to do? Is there anything you like to do, like when you're out touring, that's other than actually playing?
Yeah, because it's like 23 hours of waiting and 1 hour of playing.
Right.
Depending, I like, when I get a chance, if it's a city I've never been in, I like to explore it.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's a city I've been in, I'd like to explore stuff that I haven't been in that city.
Yeah, sure.
But most of the time it's just relaxing, If we're in bumfuck Montana where there's really nothing to do, then, I usually just want to, play guitar or, if Game of Thrones is going on around that time, I'll catch up on my Game of Thrones.
Okay.
And just, maybe go out and get something nice to eat. But it's pretty laid back. For me, speaking for myself, I'm not a big party guy. I don't go to bars. I mean, I do, but I like the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't drink.
Yeah.
I'll just hang out depending on where we're at. But I like to check out as many things around the city as possible.
Okay, cool. And also, speaking of touring, what kind of, is there a tour set up for you guys yet in support of the Evil Divide?
We plan to. Right now, the record comes out May 27th. I know our booking team and management team is working on trying to get something going for maybe June.
Okay.
So we can go out there and support the record. But as of now, nothing yet. But the plan is to do so.
All right. Well, we'll definitely keep an eye out for that.
Cool. Awesome.
All right. All right, Ted. My final question to you.
Shoot.
Our website is called We Love Metal.
Yeah.
Why do you love metal?
It spoke to me in a way that, I don't know, it just spoke to me like how maybe say, for lack of a better analogy, like how religion speaks to people. They need something to grasp onto to get them through life, and that's what metal did to me, especially, metal is one of those genres that, I love, that when you were young in school, you get outcasted, you know what I mean? Not everyone listened to it. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know.
Well, so, I was probably growing up, when I went to Catholic school, I was probably the only dude in my class that listens to metal. That, you kind of are a misfit and kind of feel out of place, that when you step outside and maybe go to a show or a record store and you see another metalhead just like yourself and you guys get along, it's like a unity thing. Whoa, I'm not the only one out there. There's people out there like you, and we listen to the same thing, and we could talk music all day long. We could go to shows, we could trade tapes, we could trade records. That lifestyle of metal spoke to me like that. That's what I wanted, that connection of other people that we could get along, other misfits and misfits and rebellious kids, who did something out of the norm. The music spoke to me. It's one of those, as you know, in your 40s, like when you first discovered it, it spoke to you in a way, didn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of hard to explain, but it, you know that feeling.
There's just a power in it that really attracted me. So.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's the loud guitars, drums, everything, or the look, or it just something. It's just when you see it, and that whole thing. Like I mentioned earlier, it was a great time growing up in the 80s. Of course, it's not what it is. It's a different time now, but that feeling of being a misfit, of like being like the outcast or the rebellious person, and meeting people like that and sharing that same feeling, like going to buy a record and looking at the album cover, going, oh, dude, can't wait to get home to listen to it. You had to wait to get home to listen to it, know?
Yep.
Where now it's on your phones and it's a different time. You can listen to it instantly, but that time, that, that innocence, that, you had no care in the world, you had no bills, you had no responsibility, and whatever was in the air at the time mixed with metal, it was just a recipe for either a recipe for disaster or a recipe for success.
Well, I will declare it a success.
Thanks. Right.
Right.
Let's keep it that way. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do. All right, Ted. Well, hey, thanks a lot for talking with us today. And
thanks, man.
Anyone listening, be sure to check out The Evil Divide in late May when it comes out.
Cool.
All right.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Ted.